Hey Crypt Campers and hey Pokemon trainers. Today we have an interesting video on a collection that I was given to look at, and from a friend of mine who wants his stuff priced and kind of get an idea on what's worth grading. Now when you get told somebody has been, when they were younger they were collecting a bunch of stuff and they literally went from pack to sleeve to binder, people say that a lot and usually it tends to be a little skewed. Well, this collection here was not that at all. This was actually a collection that was graded, or not graded, I'm sorry, that was sleeved and put in a binder. Now the thing is, back in the 90s, 3-ring binders were all the rage, and there will be some slight damage on these cards, but again, they were sitting, they weren't really too terribly messed up, so they look great. Like the edging and everything, so I gotta actually go through all these and see which ones are worth getting graded for the current cost for the guy who's trying to make some money off of his collection. But I want to do a video showing off the collection because it's honestly just a beautiful set. So we got base set 2 here. Now there's 2 of every card. My buddy and his dad both made the whole collection. I will say that I always have loved the Pidgeot card. I think the Pidgeot card is the most beautiful card Pokemon's ever made, but that's because I was a kid when this came out, and I always loved that card. But if you notice that it's all the same on both sides. So you'll notice here, like, you got your last 2 hollows, and then your start your non-hollows, and it's kind of vice versa over here, but that's because both Wigglytuffs are here, both Zapdos are here. And unfortunately, let's see, is this one that's a good one for an example? I want to be careful, but as you can see, not sure how well you can see that right there, but unfortunately that has that 3-ring binder ding in it. Now the other side does not, which is awesome. And that's actually really nice because the one that has the ding, you can see it in the foil too. It also has a print line right across it. So at least the one that has a ding in there is the one that you wouldn't want to send in to get graded anyhow. But as we go through, you got all of base set 2 in here. Very nice. I mean, we remember, those of us that are old enough remember opening this stuff as kids, and our cards never stayed in this kind of condition long, you know. But 2 complete sets, right? And then we get into this promo Pikachu, the Pokemon stamped, was the Pokemon the first movie stamped Electabuzz, Mewtwo, Pikachu, and the Dragonite, an Arcanine promo, Jigglypuff promo, the Mew promo, same cards again. The ones they actually have their tickets. Ticket stubs with them. 11/10/99, 11/10/99, 11/10/99, 11/10/99. Back when an adult movie cost $6 and a child movie cost like $4. Got the Holo promo, the Meowth, Eevee, this Venusaur, really expensive as it is. So we gotta go through and get kind of a pricing of everything. Like these Meowths are still in the wrappers. Oh, they don't have 2 of the Mewtwo promos. That's interesting. I actually missed that when I was going through it. But all these promos, this reverse holo Pichu promo, legendary bird promos, just look fantastic. Got the original Mew promo. I've never even seen this Snorlax or this Arctic. There's actually a lot of cards in here I've never seen before. And you got, now this is actually a really interesting spot right here, because this is one of the only, I think this might be the only spot other than here where there's multiple cards in there. But you got your Togepi promo, Cleffa promo, Surfing Pikachu promo, Pikachu from the Mario 64, or yeah, let's try Pokemon Stadium, probably is more the proper answer, and then Team Rocket promos. And they are still in gorgeous shape all around. More than I was expecting, to be honest. Far more than I was expecting. You got Misty Seedra pre-release. You got the Muse, I checked to see if they had the Nintendo error, but they don't. They both are spelled correctly. Now we are going into their Team Rocket set. I also checked the numbers, and we don't have that error either, but Dark Alakazam, Dark Arbok, Blastoise, Charizard, Dragonite, I mean, they have the full sets of everything. So he's trying to make some money, and I think he's got plenty of money here to begin with. And then and with how good a shape they are, these are definitely up there for the for grade fodder, because they are definitely gonna. We're gonna go through. Even at today's prices, some of these cards are gonna get upcharged anyway. So we're going to go through, maybe like pick the top 10 cards. The Secret Rare Raichu, Dark Raichu, the Gyarados pre-release. And I will say, the original Legends of Blue Eyes White Dragon, and the LOB Exodia is pretty nice. And that's the first binder. I know, there's more. Alright. We're kind of going through this. My one camera only has about 15 minutes of video total, so I want to make sure we get through the binders. Yes. We have base set. Full set of base set. The Machamp looks like it was probably from the decks because it's first edition and it's in a plastic wrapper. But pack fresh. Got your Charizard, Blastoise, all of them. And it's another double. It's the full set, 2 times over. Very lovely. Now this is what when I see this, I'm like, man, because I remember when I was a kid give my dad a 5 and be like, hey Dad, can you get me a pack of Pokemon cards? And he would come back with change. You know, that was a long time ago, because now you can't do that. All right. Got a full set of Jungle. 2 full sets of Jungle. Let me rephrase that. And this is something that I was trying to do with my kids. Not mastering a set, because any more Pokemon cards are so hard to get. My kids actually fell out of Pokemon because of how hard it is to get, and it kind of sucks because it was always a lot of fun, but it also seems like that's one of the things where you're taking away. I mean, you're getting rid of the next generation of collectors who are going to buy your collections and stuff, you know. Then we go to Fossil. Now, there's something interesting about Fossil. I didn't notice it until just now when I was prepping for this video, but we'll show you towards the end. I still have to look for the different errors in these original sets and see if we have any of those, but like this Dragonite here looks perfect. This one is one of the ones I'm thinking about sending in for them. But I mean, 2 full sets of base set Jungle, Fossil, base set 2, Team Rocket. Like, that's crazy. This right here, the pre-release first edition Aerodactyl, I thought was awesome. And they have 2 of them for their sets. So I gotta go through and see what which cards are best bang for the buck. The original Jumbo card Pikachus, 2 of them. And then these from Burger King. Full sheets. I never even knew about these. I mean, I may have seen them on commercials when I was a kid, but it wasn't something that really stood in my mind, you know? Well, now I see a little question on it, I'm kind of thinking we may have seen these before, like as a child, and remembering that. But this is one heck of a collection, and I'm hoping that we can. I mean, I'm sure we can find the best cards. Pretty good at pre-grading and stuff and submitting, but you know, that's where you kind of get nervous, because you know, is there gonna be a protection on the number of, you know, PSA 10s? So I'm actually looking at anything that would be in a PSA 9 would jump up the value for them, because I don't want to get in other people's, you know, life and stuff, but it'd be nice as a thing for him and his father, you know. Something they did together can change their, you know, the way things are now. So it's a really neat little collection there, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm going to be looking through it. It is unfortunate there is some damage on some of the cards because of 3-ring binders, but that's what we had back in the day. That's what we used. Now we use all the cool binders with no rings in it, and it protects cards a lot better. That being said, these cards are all packed fresh. They look amazing. No whiting on the corners, no edge wear or anything like that. So I think it's going to be really hard to figure out which cards to send in for grading for my buddy. But I hope you guys enjoyed that look into the past from almost 30 years ago. 30 years ago. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.